Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. As you can see, I am sort of in character today because I was really excited to have my guest come in, Matt Black, otherwise known as Almost Andy Reid. You know him, you love him, you've seen him around town. He is clearly very often mistaken for the real Andy Reid because he pulls off this character so well. And I wanted to hear the backstory as to how he got into it. And, little did I know, getting into the research of him, he's an opera singer. He does so many things that I never even would have thought of, and he has the best energy. So I'm really excited for you to hear from him, hear about how this whole character came to be, what he's doing with it, how you can engage with him. It's a really, really fun chat, so I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Well, Thank you so much for coming in today.
Absolutely.
This is so fun. I was so excited to hunt you. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice your rings until right now. This is amazing. You're going to have to show the camera. All right. So we have got Almost Andy Reid, otherwise known as Matt Black.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to reveal your real name?
Absolutely. Yeah. Clark Kent by day and and super nerd by night.
I love it. I mean, clearly I had to get in costume for this. I had to play the part along with you to really make it the most. So thanks for coming in. I'm excited to chat with you today.
Glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
I feel like most people probably know who you are.
Yeah.
But for the few living under a rock who might not have encountered you yet, tell us who you are, what you do.
Well, you said it. My name's Matt Black. I've got a beautiful family, and I work a job out in Riverside where I'm a VP of sales for a supplement and skincare company. I sing opera on the side with the lyric opera, and I've got a great church job where I go in at 55th and Brookside and sing. So I stay pretty busy around town here, and I'm really blessed. I love Kansas City.
Yeah.
I love everything about it. I've been here for a long time, and so it gives me a lot of joy just to be able to play this role.
Yeah.
Because I look at it's a role.
Sure.
Even though we do look alike.
You might forget sometimes that you're not actually Andy Reid. Does that ever happen?
Yeah. I mean, especially when I'm at a cheeseburger joint.
There you go. Oh, I love it.
Mine always get made a little extra special, I've noticed.
Yeah, look at that. They're like, we'll give you a second one for free.
I order a single
BOGO.
and it ends up being a double,
Oh, so funny. Okay, so quick question. Is this your real voice, or are you in, character right now?
So I've discovered, I think I'm more like a method actor where when I'm in character, this is the voice, because I normally have a nice, clear opera, I'm an opera singer.
Yeah, I cannot wait to get into
like
that.
And, but no, I tend to be more like Andy, which is, oh gosh, you talk about a role model. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
When I'm dressed up. Yeah.
Yeah, legendary. Okay, so let's go all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
Because I'm dying to know, of course, when did this all begin? But what's your backstory? Are you born and raised KC? What's your backstory? And walk us into how you got into this whole side of entertainment.
Yeah, so I was born in Warren, Ohio, and all my family are Pittsburgh or Browns fans. And I was always the odd one. I was never either a fan of either. Probably my personality. So, but my family early on, when I was probably around 12, we moved to Kansas City. So back in '82, and so we've been here ever since. And I always loved the Chiefs. In fact, if you look at me in a picture when I'm in high school or young, I've always got something from Kansas City Chiefs on.
Yeah.
All the old pictures of me from Christmas and things like that. I'm wearing a sweatshirt or something. So I've been a Kansas City Chiefs fan for a long time. And believe it or not, it goes back to those Ohio days because McDonald's put out a little series, 3 little books on the Super Bowl history. And McDonald's did back in the day. And in fact, I just recently went on eBay and got a set of those because I'm like, man, that really solidified me. They say between the ages of 6 and 12 is when you really get your lifelong fanship. Yeah. And that's what it did with me. And I saw the Kansas City Chiefs in there and Lenny Dawson. And I saw, the Minnesota Vikings and all the different Green Bay Packers in there. And it just really got me into football, even though I kind of had a favor of Roger Staubach when I was kind of young. Loved Roger Staubach and Tony Dorsett. But when I came to Kansas City, it was full on Kansas City Chiefs. I was very excited. And I was a Royals fan before I moved out here as well.
Really? How does that happen?
Well, because I never liked, the Pittsburgh Pirates or the Steelers or the Browns.
So you just gravitated towards Kansas City and then ended up moving here.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I mean, to be able to take this up to a whole nother level already being a fan has just been the best for me. And people will want to take a picture with me, and they're like, "Oh, how much do you charge?" What are you talking about? I'm a fan. I mean, this is me being a fan. I mean, it's great.
It's because you go to Times Square in New York City.
Yeah,
and
right.
You now owe me $20, and you're like, "What?
Yeah,
no, I didn't sign up for that." Yeah.
Right. And last year I did go to Times Square.
Yeah.
And I when I travel, sometimes I get the best sleep. And here I am staying in Times Square in a hotel. I was on First Things First with Nick Wright.
Awesome.
And I slept for 14 hours in that
my
hotel.
gosh. Holy cow. Let's get you traveling more often.
Well, it was during the playoffs, and I'm exhausted when that happens, because oftentimes I'm just everywhere. Hey, can you help come do this? And so it's
so you moved here at 12, immediately, became a Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
What happened through your years? Where'd you go to school? What'd you do for work? When did it turn a corner where or did it continually grow, your passion for the Chiefs?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I went to William Chrisman High School in Independence, and I was very highly decorated in music because I was in band, I was in choir, I was in orchestra, I was in everything music that you could be in. That's where I knew that I was going to be able to go one day. And it was my band director, Mr. Roush, who had some connections to the Kansas City Chiefs, to the Kansas City Kings, because he was a drummer in the bands. And so Tony DePardo's band, he was the drummer in the Kansas City Chiefs band there at the stadium. And so he would find some ways to get us a little extra gigs. Like I played in the pep band for the Kansas City Kings when I was in high school.
That's so fun.
I played the national anthem on a trumpet when I was in high school for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Wow.
However, I'm a trombone player.
Okay.
And so I was such a Chiefs fan that they were auditioning trumpets in town, and I asked my band director, Mr. Roush, I said, "Hey, if I can teach myself how to play the trumpet, can I audition to play because they were picking 10 of the top, I think it was about 10 of the top trumpet players at the time in Kansas City in high school." And so I got on that trumpet, started teaching myself the national anthem. I auditioned and made it. And so I was out there. And my previous band director was there, and he looked at me and he goes, "Well, you're a trombone player. What are you doing here?" But I'm a bigger Chiefs fan than I am a trombone fan. So that kind of got things going. Back when I used to go to the games, when there was only 20,000, 17,000 people out at the stadium.
What year would that have been?
So I started probably going to my first Chiefs game when I was about 1982 and 1983. I remember it was a Browns game. And I really enjoyed going to the game and sitting in the upper level because I loved watching the punters kick the ball. And I wanted to see who could get it the highest and who got the best spiral. Yeah. And because I played high school football. Okay. And so I just always loved the punter. I was a backup punter at my high school football team.
So you had football and band.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I was a varsity letterman in football as well.
Yeah.
So then I met some wonderful people, had a great voice teacher, and they got me an audition at UMKC. So I went down there and auditioned and became a vocal student there. And I have a degree now from UMKC in vocal performance. Yeah. So everything just kept moving around. And again, I was really getting acclimated to the Kansas City area, getting involved. I've sung with Andy Williams on his Christmas show when he performed here because he needed some backup singers. And so, I just always been blessed to be surrounded by people of great influence. And if you really want to be successful in life, you have to be almost like a leech, where you take the best of everybody that you meet and implement that and put that into your character.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always tried to do when I meet somebody who's dynamic, is I try and find that one piece that they have that I can put into my life and put that into action. And so, I've always been an observer.
Yeah.
In fact, I've always been quiet. I never went to parties, didn't drink, anything like that. And so, I was a people watcher. I still am. I love people watching.
You're like a little bit of a sponge, kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
But this has really opened me up so much more. It's made me a better performer, a better singer. It's better at my job at sales than I do, because now I just really, when I need to get into character,
it just comes so naturally
now,
right?
Into it. Yeah.
So, and I would definitely never guess that you might be like introverted or quiet.
Very, very, always the quiet, shy one.
Yeah. Okay, so when did this persona come into play? How did that come to be?
So,
how long ago?
My wife had purchased tickets for a ball out in Liberty. There's this kind of haunted facility that's out there. Well, they say it's haunted.
Haunted house?
Well, it's not a haunted house. The Bellevue Mansion or something.
Okay, I think
or something.
It sounds
like
familiar.
That.
Haven't been there, but
yeah. And so anyhow, she purchased the ticket. And I can be a little cheap, and so she got herself a really cool Ghostbusters outfit and looked really, really neat. I mean, I was really impressed.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I've got a closet full of Kansas City Chiefs gear, and believe me, half of my closet is Kansas City Chiefs gear.
I could only imagine what that wardrobe looks like.
And I've got it all over my walls. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I'm going to just go as a Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
And so being a professional opera singer, I had a big goatee. Or maybe even a beard. I can't remember. But I decided to shave it off.
Okay.
And for some reason, I left the mustache. And I looked in the mirror and I said to myself, I could probably do an Andy Reid. So I went.
And what year is this, by the way?
This was in 2018.
Okay.
And so I went down to Rally House and I said, well, I'm going to see if I can find something that's, look like Andy Reid.
Yeah.
And being a cheap guy, I saw one on the clearance rack, and it was similar to what he wears, and I bought that. I had an old headset down in the basement. I had a clipboard, and I decided to just go as Andy Reid to the gig.
Yep.
And when I got there, people were just looking at me, and then they started coming up and taking pictures.
Double takes,
and I thought, wow, this is really neat. And so that's kind of where it all started out.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that I looked like Andy Reid.
So it never crossed your mind?
Never even thought about it.
This is the first time.
No.
I almost feel like this is some sort of like divine intervention of fate, where it was like speaking to you to be like, you need to do this because you don't know what's around the corner.
I had no idea, and I had no intention to really do anything more with it other than, do Halloween.
Yeah.
And so that it was before Halloween. So on Halloween, I did the same getup and took my kids out trick-or-treating. Well, Bill Moss happened to live in my neighborhood.
Okay.
And he yells at me from across the street, hey, Coach, come over here. I want to take some pictures with you. And then that's when it really sold me the idea that, wow, maybe I do have something here.
There's something here, a little side hustle.
And then when Eric Stonestreet called me in 2019 to do something with him,
what's the story there?
I knew that, okay, now we really have something.
Yeah.
So, Eric Stonestreet is really the person. And by the way, he is one of the nicest people that you will ever meet.
I would love to meet him. Obviously, would love to have him on the podcast, being a huge KC guy.
He knows everything about Kansas City. He's been a Chiefs fan, a Royals fan, and so if you want somebody to represent KC, that is one of the great people right there. So he calls me up, and of course I'm thinking, oh yeah, right, this is or no, I'm sorry, he didn't call me up. One of the marketing people at Kansas City Chiefs called me up and said, hey, we got an idea, and we want to meet with you and see what you think about it. So we met at a restaurant down in the plaza.
Okay.
And it was great. Got a chance to talk a little bit. And then while we're sitting there, Eric Stonestreet comes walking up, and I'm like,
Was he a part of that meeting, or he just
So
happened
it was planned.
to be there?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
planned. They didn't want him to meet me at first. They wanted to bring him in.
Make sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how did they know who you were? Did they find you? Like, were you on social media
Yeah,
at that point?
I mean,
that they
I
were-
had it on Facebook. I had
Okay.
just, maybe a few thousand followers or something like that.
Sure.
That's all. That's
But
really
enough
all
to
I
be
had.
discovered by.
Enough to be known. They had seen me on some pictures and things like that, and somehow it got to them.
Yeah.
And so, in fact, when I first got there, the marketing guy was like, "Oh my gosh, I had a little PTSD, because 20 years ago you'd had an experience with Coach that you had to sit him down."
Oh my gosh.
And
So
they've
funny.
been best friends ever since. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, when he saw me walking up, it was so funny. He shared the story with me. But yeah, I was really shocked and surprised. So,
Yeah.
I
mean, the resemblance truly is so uncanny. Like, just being sitting next to you, right? It's so wild.
Before before his weight loss, yeah. So Eric Stone Street tells me about this idea that he has, because he does Andy Reid at training camp, which he plays the role of Andy Reid's brother.
Okay.
And he's brilliant at
Yeah.
it. I mean, it's some of the best comedy that you will find. And so they took me up to training camp and said, "Hey, we want to do this where we play you as a role of, we're going to get Randy away from training camp because he's a distraction. So we're going to use fake Andy to take him down to Kansas City and make him think he's with the real Andy Reid."
Okay.
So yeah, we did a few shots there, and in fact, there was one of the players was on concussion protocol, and he comes walking out, and they introduced me to him, and he's a little bit of aren't you supposed to be down there?
Yeah. Oh my
And
gosh.
I got to meet Brett Veach. He was all part of it and everything. And so by the way, everybody in the organization, they're just the kindest, the nicest people. We're so blessed here in Kansas City of everyone that I've ever had contact with. But
awesome to hear.
so we go down to Kansas City, and we sit on a Chiefs blanket and share some cheeseburgers together out in front of the Nelson and take some pictures and things. And so they put that as part of the gig. And so they told me that they were showing their families this video, and the families didn't get that it wasn't Andy Reid. And so they had to put my social media little spot there. I think I had a small Instagram page as well on there. And if you go look at the Randy Reid thing, and you'll see it on there, because they didn't think people would get it.
Yeah.
And so he bought me. By the way, I walk in, and he tosses me a couple of Tommy Bahamas.
Who, Eric?
Eric Stone Street tossed me a couple of Tommy Bahamas, and I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me!" I've had some. I might buy some Hawaiian shirts, but they're coming from the Kohl's clearance rack.
I love
when
it.
he tossed those to me, it made me feel so special, and I still have those. But
of course
he was,
you do.
yeah. I wore one right there in the actual video, and so that just really got me fired up to take this, keep going a little bit further.
Absolutely.
And,
you must have been like, this is surreal. Like,
it was.
Who would have thought that this would have come to this?
Absolutely.
So fun. Yeah.
And so at that particular training camp, I was down in Wichita with my wife doing some work with some health food stores down there, because I'm in the natural products industry.
For the
actual job.
Day job.
Somebody calls us up and says, "Hey, they're having an Andy Reid Lookalike contest up at training camp. You need to get up here." And so we got in the vehicle. We drove to Kansas City. I picked up my gear, took my son. We went up there. And as soon as I walked up, news media was there wanting to interview me and talk to me.
No way anyone could beat you, right?
I still didn't think that I really looked like Coach Reid. And so they put me in, and I put all my gear on. And by the way, I have a pair of Kobe's that are red and yellow.
Okay.
And so I was wearing those, and I tried to make it look as authentic as I possibly could. And sure enough, I won the competition.
Of course, there probably wasn't anyone even close to what you were pulling off, right?
Yeah, so no, they really were. I didn't think I had a chance. They're really, and there was even a lady dressed up as Coach Reid. I thought she was fantastic. So I won that, and the prize was a pair of tickets to the preseason game.
Okay.
Now that was the first time that I went to a game dressed as Andy Reid, because I figured, well, they gave me these tickets for for this. I might as well just dress up.
Is this
And
2018 or is this
2019?
2019. Okay, great.
And so, yeah, I went there, and people started taking pictures. My son was with me. He went with me. And
was your son like, what are we doing? Or was he like, this is so fun?
No, he was, I think he was a little bored. It was a preseason game.
Sure.
And so, I always, he's like me. I probably told him, I said, oh, yeah, you can get whatever you want to eat,
Let's go get some cheeseburgers.
Yeah. So anyhow, we had a great time, and that's really the first time that I went. I'd been to lots of Chiefs games.
Sure.
I mean, I went to a lot in the 90s with Marty Schottenheimer and all of that. And so, that's basically where everything got started.
So where did you take it from there? Then did you start working with an agency?
Yeah, pardon me here.
Yeah, of course. And I'm so excited to get into your story. You already referenced that you're an opera singer. When I was doing my homework on you, I honestly hadn't come across that before. So we're going to get into that too.
Okay.
That is such a fascinating. You clearly have a lot of sides to you, which are really fun. Very, you're like a Renaissance guy. So, okay. So tell us though, where you kind of took it from there. And
so, I'd been having fun posting pictures on Facebook, and there was another guy in town, Chris Brown, who does fake Coach Andy, really nice guy.
Okay.
We get along. In fact, we got together and we auditioned. We sent an audition tape in to the Kansas City Royals to sing the national anthem. Kansas City Royals, who would not want two Coach Andy Reids singing the national anthem? I mean, come on. But I guess I'm not a 16-year-old with, and so, they love the young singers. And so, anyhow.
There's still time.
Yeah.
Right?
So we had a good time with that. He sings karaoke, I sing opera. So we're very, very similar in that fact. So basically, when the pandemic hit, I'm stuck at home, and I'm like, I should really learn social media. I've got all this time here for a couple of weeks. Let's see what I can come up with. And that's when I did my first TikTok.
Okay.
Because I hadn't.
TikTok was booming, of course, during the early stages
So I
of COVID.
did this little thing where I jump up in the air. I was dressed as Santa Claus.
Okay.
I jump up in the air, and on the way back down, I transformed to Andy Reid. And that was kind of a trend going on at that time. Yeah, it was the first one that's on there. And so everything just started to grow and go crazy.
Yeah.
And so, that's really how I started to get known, was TikTok.
Yeah. So you were just creating your own content at home or wherever.
Yeah.
And then, you got your follow. Yeah, because, we should mention that. TikTok, you have 500,000 followers, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Instagram, I think you're upwards of 80,000. You collectively have a ton of social media followers, which is awesome.
And it's all organic, which is really what I love about my lifestyle is, in fact, people ask me, did you meet Coach back in the day? And I'm like, well, I'll meet him when it happens. I'm not one of those people that are going to go searching to meet somebody.
Right.
I like things to happen organically because then it feels natural.
Sure.
And so my story is very organic. And TikTok just started to grow and grow. I started doing some lives. It was just a lot of fun. I didn't have anything else to do.
Right.
And so that's where I really focused my attention. And it grew really nicely. I think I had around 100,000 followers that first season being on TikTok.
Huge deal.
Yeah. And so now over time, this last year, I haven't spent as much on TikTok. I spent more time on Instagram and growing that. And, the NFL has helped with that multiple times when they've posted me at a game.
Yeah.
And, in fact, this headset right here.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So I was called ahead of time by an 816 number, and they said, hey, we want you to meet us down at the sideline before the game. We've got a gift for you.
You picked up, having no idea.
I picked up.
Thank goodness I picked up.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever. This is a total scam.
Yeah.
And the guy checks on me before the game. Hey, you here? Yeah. I said, okay. They wanted me to meet at a certain time. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go down there, and it'll be something weird or somebody in the stands. And no, So sure enough, I go down there and they hand me this Bose headset gear, and it had all the wires and everything on it actually. And I'm like, oh, can I plug this in and listen to the game?
Right.
But it ends up later on. I didn't know this at the time, but of course the NFL, they probably knew that they were going to do this.
Sure.
In fact, they put a picture of me out during the game, and before halftime, it had 600 to 1,000 likes.
And like unbeknownst to you,
yeah, I had no idea. People were, and then at the end of the game, people were like, "You're trending, you're trending."
Oh,
they put you out there,
okay.
and so later on, though, I found out that this it was Andy Reid's headset because they had changed contracts, and maybe I don't know, maybe it was a backup headset or anything, but somehow it was associated with him, and they would never tell me who gave it to me. I asked because I said, "Who can I thank for this?"
Right.
And they just, said something about, it's because of all the, being such a great fan, and and it was. I'm so appreciative. Although you can see the earphones and everything, it's all kind of wearing down now. So I've been looking for replacements online.
You can't get a replacement though. You got to. That's the real deal. Yeah.
In fact, this year or last year, I cut the wire off because I was so tired of walking in with all that extra wires and everything stuffed in my pockets. And I thought, well, I'm just going to go with this. My first headset was a Motorola PS Madden headset.
Okay.
And because they used to have a contract with Motorola.
Yeah.
Which, I have to watch. Everything
every
that
detail.
Andy Reid does, everything he says, everything he wears.
Yeah.
And it's been a little expensive, I can tell you that.
Well, I can imagine that too. And on that note, before we started recording, talk about your mustache even.
Yeah.
Like how you
So,
that.
I have to really keep an eye on that. Sometimes it's bushy, sometimes it's well trimmed. And it seems like when he's doing the commercials, it's a lot more well trimmed than it is. This year has been very, very bushy. And so I've had to really he
was just feeling
let it grow out. But yeah, it leans a little down to one side. People will say, your mustache is a little off. And I'm like, well, watch one of his press conferences. And you'll see that it leans a little bit to one side. And I don't know if that's natural, the shape of his mouth or anything like that. Because, I've met him, but I don't stare at him when I meet him or anything like that.
But
I do take snapshots of his press conferences, and that will be the picture that because I have to add a little aging makeup to myself because I'm 10 years younger than Coach.
Well, and you also work for a skincare company.
And I work for a skincare
Good
company,
skin.
right?
We're gonna have to trade secrets later after this recording.
Yeah.
Okay, so when did you actually meet Andy Reid, and do you have a story there?
Yeah,
what was the experience like?
I had somebody reach out to me, and they said, "Hey, we're with an agency, and we hear that there's an Andy Reid commercial coming up, and we think that you'd be perfect for it." And I didn't know anything about having an agent or anything like that, and I'm like, yeah.
Heck yeah. Let's go.
And so, I get the job. I'm just doing a set-in, I think is what it was called, or something like that. And so basically, it was the first time I thought it was actually kind of funny when I drove up to the set. It was at a Highboy in Independence. They started taking me to his trailer.
Okay.
Because they thought that I was Andy Reid, and I'm like, no, I'm, and it was so funny, and I've got a few good parking spots because of that at big events.
I bet you've got a lot of good perk stories that have happened.
Well, I've been blessed.
Yeah.
So anyhow, so I get the job, and basically they're using me because I'm even the same size as pretty much of him. I'm a little bigger in the belly than Coach is, and when you see us side by side, you can tell that. And he's about a half inch taller than me. Okay. Although I was wearing
literally down to the details.
Yeah. Although I wore some lifts.
Yeah,
it could be a Seinfeld episode. Let me tell you.
So good.
But I wanted to look as much as I could like him, and we had such a great time. They would have me come in and they'd set up the shots. And then Coach and Patrick and Jake from State Farm would come in. We'd all fist bump. And first thing, Coach, which just blew my mind.
And you knew Mahomes would be there and everything, right?
I assumed,
assumed,
I assumed. And all of a sudden the fanboy comes out on the first time you meet all of them. I mean, come on. But, Coach comes in. And this just shows you what kind of person that he is. He comes in and he asks me, "Are you going to sing for us?"
Oh, there you go.
First thing he said to me,
he did his homework on you?
I said, "Oh my gosh, Andy Reid knows who I am?"
Yeah.
That is
made your
wild.
day.
That made my year.
Yeah.
Because I think so much of him. And I've always tried to keep my character as Andy Reid, even on TikToks and things. People have asked me to do some pretty crazy things, and I've turned a lot of it down over the years because
you might have to
that's
share
not
some
in
of
his,
those.
Yeah, not in his character there.
Yeah.
So I've always tried to be very respectful with that.
To hold up his character.
Yeah. So it was great. Mahomes comes in, fist bump, and then so since then I've done a couple of more commercials. With Coach, and it was so funny. Patrick doesn't say much.
Really?
He comes in and goes double, coach.
You know what to expect now.
Yeah, but again, I got to fist bump Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was living the dream that
kidding.
day, and here I am outside of the High Boy.
You're living the dream for a lot of people in Casey. Wow.
And I'm watching, and I'm looking at this lady who is a cheeseburger artist. I mean, seriously, she was sitting there all day long. They were cooking her up the burgers, and she had a gem on her eye like a jeweler would have.
Yeah.
And she was clipping and cutting and putting stuff on there, and I'm sitting sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I hope they're not eating these, and because she's doing a lot of work on these.
Yeah.
And then you find out later, Coach said he had like 60 bites of cheese.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I watched every one of them be made. I can attest to them.
Yeah.
They all looked amazing. They looked delicious.
Yeah.
But I learned so much being there. Being in an opera is fantastic. And I mean, we've got our directors, we've got everything. But this was big time. We had like 150 people running around. You had like, maybe 10 directors, associate directors and things just sitting there watching the TVs and the cameras and cameras all over the place. It was so neat.
I bet that was
one of
wild.
the greatest experiences of my life to be a part of that. Yeah.
No kidding.
So I'm very, 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 very happy that I've had that opportunity a couple of times.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have him in your favorites now? Do you have his cell phone? Like, can you just text Andy
I do
anytime?
not. In fact, I'm very careful when I'm on set. I don't even take my cell phone in with me.
Okay.
Because I do not want to get in trouble. I go into that quiet, reserved mode, and they'll come up to me. You need anything? You need anything? And no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
In fact, that reminds me of a funny story. The first time I worked with Eric Stonestreet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just a helpful guy. I mean, that's just the way I've always been. A piece of set needed to be moved, and I went over. Oh, how can I help? And Eric goes, Matt, we're the talent. Let them do that.
Yes, Eric Stonestreet.
Now he was saying that tongue in cheek.
Of course, but that's so funny.
It was really quite funny. And then
he's got to be so fun to hang
Oh
out
my
with.
gosh, he is just a wonderful person, no doubt about it. He hasn't called me in a long time. Eric, call me.
Yeah. Shout out to Eric. Come on the podcast too. Let's make that happen. We need you here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about these rings that you've got.
Okay.
What's going on here?
So I don't wear the fourth ring because the Chiefs have one back in the day, 50 years previous to this one. But every time the Chiefs win a Super Bowl, I buy rings, and I have to go through quite a few of them every season because every time you fist bump somebody out in a parking lot or something, I buy the best rings that eBay I can afford. On eBay, everybody says, "Is that real?" Well, it's as real as the best I can afford on eBay.
You should be an extension of the team to get the real deal.
No, that would be cool. Yeah, but they got bigger things to think about, getting us back into the playoffs next year. So the gems fall out.
Yeah.
Now, I finally figured out where I can buy some of these gems. So now I've got a whole drawer full of them. I'm not going through as many rings because I usually go through 3 or 4 rings a season.
Oh my gosh.
And once they start turning my fingers green, then I know it's time to get another one.
That's right. We need to get you a sponsor for these rings. Whoever makes these, we need to get you connected with them. There you go. Exactly.
There we go.
Get this going.
All right, Jocelyn, do you hear that?
Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah. Okay, so do you go to a lot of Chiefs games? Are you tailgating?
Yeah.
Like, is this part of your just for you doing it for fun? Is it part of you being like your talent that you're getting hired for? What does that look like?
So when I first started going as Andy, I just for fun, I started walking around in the parking lots and things like that. I literally did it just to get people pumped up.
Yeah.
I'll walk through like I'm Andy Reid and I've got the playbook and everything, and I'll start clapping and saying, "Come on, let's go! We got to be loud out there today." And all kinds of people stop you and take pictures. And I was working out in the tailgating section for several hours. Yeah. And it would just wear me out.
I bet.
By the time you get into the game, and it was really hard because you would want to go in there, but you get just one more.
Yeah,
if I had a
everyone's
nickel
coming
for someone, for when someone says just one more,
back to why people maybe you could charge people. For
I never could
make a killing.
Do that, because I always tell them I'm such a fan. So. Nowadays, I'll buy gold parking or something like that, so I'm a little closer to the stadium. And I have a really good friend who has a suite there, and an RTI. And boy, I'll tell you what, he's floated me some tickets, and just been fantastic. And it's been great. When he doesn't have an opportunity to float me a ticket, then I'll get on an app and I'll just buy my ticket before the game. So I've never been a season ticket holder, mostly because I have had children. Sure. And children can be quite expensive.
Yes, they can. I'm in the thick of that too.
Yeah. So now they're both in college, and when they're done one of these days, I plan on maybe having 1 year at least where I can say that I was a Kansas City Chiefs season ticket holder.
Yeah, you'll get that for sure. Are either of your kids like, maybe I could be your agent moving forward. Let's make this even bigger than what it is.
Yeah, actually, I never asked them to do anything.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do something for me because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist.
Okay, yeah.
And so it's very, very, very hard for anybody to work with me.
I would never guess that. So, you literally, like, your kindness just is exuding right now. Like, you seem like you'd be great to work with.
I can be, but when I've always got in my mind a plan, and exactly I wanted to go along with that plan. And so, when I go out to the stadium, I'm usually doing everything by myself. Yeah. And so a lot of TikToks and things like that. The people who run the security there, they know me pretty well.
Yeah, I bet.
Because the first few years of doing this, even my cameos and things, I did every single one of them at the stadium. Wow. I mean, no matter whether it was freezing cold. In fact, I bought myself a big, tall a tent potty, and so so that I thought that I could sit inside of that with the stadium behind me and stay a little bit warm. Well, that didn't work out so well because that's the doggone windiest place in the entire world is out there in that parking lot at Arrowhead.
Yeah, getting blown over. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the cameos because this is a big part of what you do. So tell us what you do for them, what people use you for
They
these.
called me up and said, hey Matt, we reached out to Coach Reid and he didn't want to be on Cameo, so we thought we'd give you a chance.
The next best thing.
One of these days he's going to really regret not being on there. And so they've been so nice to me and kind to me. And there's certain times of the year where I'm in the top 10, especially during fantasy football season. But I've finished as 1 year as the top cameo person for the state of Kansas. And so I've really been blessed, and that's where a lot of my additional income has come from, is the Cameo app, and again, it's been a real blessing to me.
That is a lesson
for my family.
The unexpected side hustle.
The unexpected side hustle,
quote unquote, passive
right?
income.
Yeah,
that
you take nothing and turn it into something.
Yep.
And it's been a real blessing for the family. I had to start an LLC. Fortunately, my brother-in-law is a wonderful lawyer.
Perfect.
And so he did all the paperwork for me.
Yeah.
And it's again, except for tax season, it's a great thing.
Right. No, I'm an LLC too. I completely get it. I'm in the middle of that also. Yeah, there's a whole learning curve there.
Yep.
So I would love to know, one, how do people get connected with you for the Cameo? And then two, I want to hear some of the more interesting cameos that you've had requested.
Sure. So you can go to cameo.com /almost Andy Reid. And that's how you find me. And I prefer you to go to cameo.com, because if you book it through the Apple app, they take 30%.
Do not do that. Yeah, we got to get the full thing.
So Cameo gets their cut, which is great. It's very fair.
Yep.
But boy, Apple really can take a chunk out of that.
They do that with like boosting your social media, on your phone versus. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. So, and by the way, I don't make any money off social media.
Really?
I don't, because I don't know how to do it, basically. Okay. I did a
right,
little bit on TikTok at the beginning, but everything changed.
Are you on YouTube?
No. Well, I mean, I've got a channel, and everybody says, "Oh, you should be doing things on YouTube. That's where you can really make income."
I'm learning the art of YouTube, so you and I can learn together and figure that out.
So I just didn't have the time to do it, because I'm always so busy.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody out there that's looking to take on somebody to do something like that, and
there is.
I would gladly share with you. I'd be very, very happy to do that.
We got to make that work for you. We're going to make it work. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly why me getting into the podcast, I knew for sure I wanted to get into YouTube, because I've done Instagram for 8+ years, and I was like, it is officially time to get into YouTube. I don't know why I wasn't doing it before, but that's where it's at. So we'll figure it out together.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah. Okay. So what are some of the interesting cameos that you can give us some stories of that you've done?
Yeah. I mean, gosh, I do a lot of fantasy football, and I get requests from all over the world.
Do you really?
So, from Australia.
Is it people like Kansas Cityans who are living abroad? Is it just...
No. I lots of Aussies, Australian. I do a lot of cameos for England, for Germany.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got some friends over in Germany that I've done some collaboration from.
Nice.
Because, when I first started doing social media, man, I just started tagging the Kansas City Chiefs Deutschland, Kansas City Chiefs Brazil, Kansas City Chiefs Australia.
I'm
like, why don't I tag these people, because that's really where I can get known more than inside of the United States. It's like the halftime show that's coming up. I mean, Bad Bunny is so well known internationally.
Huge.
And that's a lot to do with why he's performing at the halftime show.
Yeah.
And so that's where I reached out to first, was I thought, I probably have a greater percentage of getting recognized in reaching out to some of those communities.
I love
and so it happens. And so I get booked all the time. And when I do a cameo, I oftentimes have to do a lot of research.
Okay.
I don't just get on there and say exactly what you want me to say.
Okay.
First of all, I wish they had a little thing that said how to pronounce names, because when you're doing a lot of international cameos, in fact, I'll have some people from India, that'll tell me, oh my gosh, they were just rolling on the floor listening to me pronounce their names. And I look them up, because I want to make sure that I do it right.
You're like, I'm doing my best.
Yeah. And gosh, I've done probably over 5,000 cameos since I've been doing this. And you think about that, that's a lot of time.
That is a ton of time.
Yeah.
What are they, like a minute?
No.
Minutes?
Mine are minimal, 2.5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
And on fantasy season, sometimes they can go as much as 10 minutes. And during fantasy season, sometimes I'm doing 40 a day.
Oh my gosh.
Plus my job.
Yeah.
And so I'm up at 5 a.m. and up till midnight doing cameos
because you're still
people.
Doing all your other normal lifetime things during the day.
Yeah. So
family, day job.
So like I try and always invest myself in whatever somebody books me.
Yeah.
And that's where I think that's where my successes come from. People are surprised. They're like, oh my gosh. There was one guy who was like, bro, you just had us rolling on the floor. I mean, we did not expect this,
Yeah.
And right now my cameos are pretty affordable because it's off season. So
You Yeah, make a note.
Yeah.
That's going to go back up in a few
Some people
months.
get a big box of red, of chocolates, a big red box. You get a big red dozen of roses. You can have Big Red himself. Come on, let's go.
There you
There's
go.
got to be a lot of guys out there or gals out there that are a little down because the Chief season's over with. And so we can extend it right here, cameo.com/almost Andy Reid.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
But like I just had somebody request that I let their girlfriend know they want to break up with them. And so I thought about it for a long time because I've turned down a lot of requests.
Why is somebody doing that?
Especially if they want to use foul language in it, I'll usually turn that down.
Sure.
Because, I just... That's not within Coach's character.
Yeah.
So I tried to make it as funny as possible in a way that was not going to make somebody sad and let it happen naturally. And I did it, and it turned out really well. So I did go ahead and process that cameo. And
Can you tell us kind of what you did for it?
Why
is somebody even requesting?
Yeah.
So
no. So I don't even remember what I was saying in that, but and I'll have a lot of people try and set me up. And that's the ones I got to watch out for.
What do you
because
mean?
They set me up because
What's
it could be a Buffalo Bills fan and we're playing them that week.
Gotcha.
And they'll say, hey, my buddy is a Buffalo fan. He's down. Can you just say some nice things about Buffalo and say, go Bills? At the end, I'm like, oh, doggone it. First time it happened to me, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Then
Let's get paid.
They pushed it out before the AFC Championship game as coach was rooting for the Buffalo Bills. And
oh, no. You're like, lesson learned.
I had no idea that was going to be what they used it for. So I have to be really careful. I've had to turn down a few of those for sure.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, my gosh. So where do you want to take this? Like where, what do you have other visions for what you want to do? Or do you want to do more commercials?
Yeah.
What does that look like for
I
you?
have my vision board of, between me and the higher power of where I'd like to be with this.
Yeah.
And if I someday am able to retire and go down and have a little lake house down at the lake of the Ozarks with my wife,
love it.
Then that'd be great. We're already looking at some of those pods you can buy on Amazon.
Oh, nice. Good call.
Because that might be all I can afford. But, you buy a lot, you put a pod on there and those are pretty cool. You see some of these things you can buy now.
Yeah, it's true. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, 1,200 square foot and you're good to go.
No big deal. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we're gonna think of some other ways that we can get this going for you. We'll work together on this. Let's get into the opera singer.
Yeah,
I want to get into your musical side. So you referenced in high school what you did, because this is one, props to Andy Reid for knowing that that's part of your actual persona.
Yeah.
But this is probably a surprise for a lot of people who haven't taken the time to do a little deep dive of who you are. So talk about that, like what got you there, what you do in Kansas City to this day, because we can go watch you perform.
Right,
which we all need to do. So.
So in high school, actually, going all the way back into elementary school, I used to sing in the church youth choir and things, and people would always say, Matt sings too loud, and it's true. I used to sing loud. That's fine. I grew up, I didn't listen to the rock and roll and things like that. I mean, I was listening to elevator music. I was listening to Buddy Morrow, who was a trombone player.
The dots.
Yeah. And so I didn't grow up knowing anything about opera. When I got into high school, I just started doing everything that I possibly could do music-wise, whether it be a musical. In fact, I did Judd in Oklahoma, and everyone else had a microphone except for me. I didn't need one, and so but that and so I got auditioned into college, and my goal was I wanted to be a contemporary Christian artist.
Okay,
I mean Sandy Patty was my person.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, if I could be anything like Sandy Patty or Steve Green or Larnell Harris or the Gaither vocal band, then I'm set.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to do. Well, I got to UMKC and the opera director said, he kind of, Matt, you got too good a voice to be a contemporary Christian. And he had a real southern Michael Johnson was a great guy. And so he talked me into trying out for the opera, and I got my first role as the second second priest in the magic flute.
Okay. But by the way, was this were you taken aback, like when he suggested that you should do that? Had you even remotely thought about it?
Not at all.
So
not at
you
all.
were just like, all right, let's give it a try.
Not at all.
Okay.
I knew what I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And so, so had me singing that, and that went okay. And then they started having me audition for other roles there, and so I started getting leads after that. And gosh, I've performed probably over 40 operas as leads in roles over the years. I've performed in lots of companies for free because, I mean, in that's what you do if you're an artist. I mean, you just do it because you want to do it. And there's been a lot of great opera companies that weren't professional here in Kansas City.
Okay.
But when they, I'd been doing it for a long time. And when they, I still remember that first time where you sing something and you hear the audience. I was talking to my son about this because he's a musician as well. When you hear the audience just start screaming after you sing an aria. And it was so unexpected because I don't go in with expectations because if you do, you're just going to be disappointed.
You can be disappointed.
Yeah. And so it was so surprising to me, but it made me feel so special. I bought the tape of that and I listened to that over and over again. And I like to sing because I like the way I sing. I like to hear myself sing. And it's that applause that makes you feel so good. Even though I'm a white knuckle singer, I am very nervous when I go out on stage.
You?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Even I had to do hymns at a funeral this week, and I was very, very nervous just to sing the hymns. That's just the way I am. But I use that energy.
I completely understand that, by the way.
Use that energy to focus.
But it's funny, you would never guess, right?
Yeah,
just knowing your
and that's why I didn't really become a professional opera singer when I was young. 23, I think. I was auditioning. They have regional metropolitan opera auditions, and I was awarded the most promising young singer at that age.
Wow.
And so and one of the greatest basses ever in Metropolitan Opera, his name was Jerome Hines. He actually talked to my voice teacher and wanted me to come study with him. I wasn't raised in opera.
Wow.
I didn't know anything about Jerome Hines. I didn't know that he wrote the book Singers on Singing and all of this. And so it's probably good that I didn't because I chose to have a family and it was the right choice for me, even though they are used to many nights not having dad there. My wife does an amazing job covering for me when I'm not there. So when they built the new opera house here in Kansas City, I said, it's time for me to audition for the lyric opera.
When did they build it?
2011, I think, was the first performance, and I was fortunate enough to be in it. Turandot, and we were able to sing with in the opening performance with. We sang with Placido Domingo.
Okay.
We had Patty Lapone on there, the Canadian Brass, Tommy Toon, all of them here in Kansas City, and we performed on the same, the opera chorus performed with them all.
Okay.
Or not with all of them, with Placido Domingo. And so, oh my gosh, to sing with that company in that hall has just been absolutely amazing. It's just a blessing to be a part of that. All the singers here in Kansas City are just the nicest people.
Really?
And that's why it's so unusual. You don't have a lot of divas here in Kansas City. And
Does this go back to like a Midwest
my
nice thing? Because I'm
gosh,
sure not all of them are from here.
Yeah, no. In fact,
Right?
guests will come in. And I always love it during the Sitzprobe. So the Sitzproben is when you sit there and you sing through with the orchestra for the first time.
Okay.
You don't do any of the movements or anything like that. That'd be a Vondelproben. But I always love it when we can turn the head of one of the artists that are up there up front, and they're like, we sing something, and you see them do this, and they're like, yeah, that's Kansas City for you.
That's so great. No, that is really like a really fun testament to hear about because you have context of that. So I think that's really interesting to hear. Okay, so how often are you performing?
So I've done as much as 4 with them in a
Okay.
season, but typically it's one or two
Yeah.
a year. Sometimes they don't have choruses because it's all women or something, and
Okay.
so there's been a year or two maybe that you don't have that. But I'm fortunate enough that usually I'll get scheduled for one or two
Okay.
a season with them, and every
just
time I
love
get an
doing it.
opportunity, it's just great.
Yeah.
I love the camaraderie.
Yeah.
I love you believe it or not. I mean, these voices in Kansas City, and a lot of them are young.
Some real
A
talent.
lot of them are younger than me. Incredibly talented.
Yeah.
We have some of the best musicians in the country right here in Kansas City.
Are they trained here? Are they moving in from other places?
So
Kind of
a lot of
combination?
them will be coming in to get their doctorate here, either at
Okay.
KU or UMKC, and they travel in
Yeah.
for that. But it's top notch. There's no doubt about it.
Do you travel for the singing at all, or do you just do it here?
No, I just do it here. I did spend a summer down at the Fine Arts Academy, Inspiration Point, down in Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And performed a role of Tonio down there, and a Senior de Luzo, and did some opera scenes and things with them for a summer. So that's kind of an artist colony down
Yeah.
there where cut just try things out, and
Yeah.
and that was the most nervous one time I'd ever been on
Really?
a stage. Yeah, I was cast for two different roles. Tonio from Pagliacci. We just did that here in Kansas City.
Okay.
You might have seen a picture of Luciano Pavarotti in clown makeup with a big bass drum or something like that. That's that opera.
Got it.
So it's a very opera verismo, very dramatic, very intense. And so I loved. That's my favorite role, is Tonio in that role. I've done it several times, but it was 6 weeks later. And I had been double cast as the Senior de Luzo in another opera, but they never had me do it. And we had 6 weeks earlier, we had done all the staging and everything for it. But they told me the last performance, I'm singing it. And I'm thinking, well, we haven't done this in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I had to remember everything. And so I literally was on the backstage, and it was a fight or flight. I literally was going to run and never turn around. I was
the
that
anxiety.
fearful of going out there and messing this all up.
Sure.
But I just pushed myself to go out there. I always say to myself while I'm on stage, stay in the moment. Stay in the moment, stay in the moment, because if you think ahead,
Right.
or if you think about something that happened in the past,
Yes.
you're going to mess it up.
Literally good advice for so many different things. in
Yeah,
life,
so I tell my kids the same thing. Just while you're performing, just stay in the moment. And if you do that, you're going to be just fine. Forget about the people that are out there. Stay in the moment of the character. And so, so I decided to do that, and it just went fantastic. I couldn't believe that I remembered all of that. And but the brain
It's your
is
skill set,
an
your talent.
amazing thing.
Yeah.
And so anybody, if there's anybody who says they can't sing, by the way, that I can get you there. So
Like me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's an easy thing to do. I can show you in 5 minutes. If we had a keyboard here, I could
Yeah.
get you singing.
Dare I ask you to even sing for us today, or is that a little too on the spot?
Well, I did have a croissant earlier, so I don't know what's going to come out, but Largo factotum de la città, largo, la 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 la. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Leopold. Remember the old
thank you
Bugs
for doing
Bunny
that.
cartoon with
Yes, of course.
the opera singer?
Oh my gosh,
1
that's
and
so
2
good.
and 3 and 4, she dances all day long.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Thank you. So good. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess that begs the question: where do you want to take that? Would you want to do more with this, or is it more
I am not
exactly where you want it to
I'm
be?
a nervous performer, so if I can be in the chorus, they've given me bit roles and things like that. But literally, I'll get out there. One time I'm out on stage at the Lyric, and I'm supposed to open this gate for all of the singers to come through, and I'm a bit of a method person, so I get into my character, and I pretend like I'm locking this gate. Well, this is during performance. The key got stuck.
Whoops.
And I'm like, I can't get this open.
What do I do now?
And I'm like, don't let this. Oh gosh, don't let this happen. Don't let this happen. And then it was a little late. I finally figured it out and got it open.
Ripped it open.
Oh my gosh. So
Nerve-wracking.
sometimes things like that happen on stage, and you just got to be ready to go with it. The
Yeah.
first thing I learned going out on stage is you got to be responsible for your own props.
Okay.
You know, if you're a young performer, just know that no one else can be responsible for your props other than you. Remember that, all right? So when you get on stage and you don't have something, it's not the stagehand's fault, it's your fault.
Get some free mentor advice right here. Yeah. Oh my gosh, amazing. Okay, so let's also talk about your agency. So do you have an agent? You work with the Moxie Talent Agency?
Yeah, Moxie Talent Agency.
Relationship
Oh
like?
my gosh, they're so amazing. They didn't
Shout
know
out
what
to
to
them.
do with me at first, and they still don't know what to do
How
with
did you get
me.
connected with them? Did they find you?
A friend of mine, Sarah, actually a friend of my brother's, introduced me to them, and got in with them, and did a little audition, and sure, they said, yeah, that's great. We don't know what to do with you. What do you want to do?
They're like, this is new material for us, but we'll figure it out.
I said, well, every time Andy Reid does a commercial,
Yeah.
I want to be his double.
Yeah, easy peasy.
So she's really good about that. She knows about everything that's coming up. We get little emails that say, okay, hey, we got the World Cup coming up. You better get your website together. There's going to be lots of acting opportunities, not just for me, but for everybody.
Sure, yeah.
We're talking, they've got hundreds of people
Once in a
that
lifetime
studio, so they've got to manage a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, and I can be a little much sometimes for people when I get into the Andy character. But I run, like, if you want to book something for me to come out and visit, or be a part of a tailgate special, or come out to a party or event, I've got them listed on all my social media. Just go to Moxie Talent Agency and say, yeah, Big Red. We need Big Red, or Bigger
They'll
Red.
know exactly what that means.
They
Yep.
can call me Bigger
No
Red
question.
now because he's skinnier than me. But they do a great job taking care of that. They schedule it and send me calendar invites and all that. And so they're fantastic. Anybody wants to work with a talent agency, they're fantastic.
Yeah, I think I saw you last fall at a gala at Arrowhead.
Oh, yeah?
I think it was Mother's Refuge.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think was
yeah,
there.
yeah, right.
So you do a lot of stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
kind of like to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun, and so there was actually Juju was there at that gala, and so I become a fanboy, and I'm like, okay, can't look, I can't go over there, can't go near him. So I actually keep my distance.
They have to all know who you are.
Yeah,
right?
but I always keep my distance because they're there because they're the star, and so
you're
I have
very
to
humble.
make sure that I recognize that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so good. I was going to ask too. You worked with? There's a girl who's like the lookalike, almost Taylor Swift.
Yes,
So
yes,
let's talk
Kelly.
about her.
Kelly.
Kelly's version 13
Yes.
is her Instagram account. I want to talk about how you have worked with her. I saw that you guys went to the Super Bowl together.
Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
that, because that is crazy that we have not only you but also her.
Isn't that amazing?
With the whole Taylor Casey connection. It's wild.
She's been able to do some national commercials and things like that. She did a Super Bowl commercial just like I did for the Eagles
I'll
Chiefs
have to get
game.
her in here too.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She is such a good person. She basically reached out to me because she wanted to know how I did it.
Okay.
And I'm like, I did it because I try and be a good person.
Yeah.
And that just kind of snowballed into something that I never ever anticipated or expected.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, as long as you stay true to your character and true to your person, true to yourself, then you'll be very, very successful. And she looks a lot like Taylor Swift.
She's from here?
Yes,
She is. That is another uncanny
She's
look
down
like.
the street from here.
Yeah,
she's
okay.
very, very close to where the studio is. And so, we've had an opportunity. We didn't travel to the Super Bowl together, but when we got there, we got in touch. I had a rental car, and I said, hey, let me pick you up, and we'll go to this party. And we
Where
did.
was that? Was that?
Down in New Orleans.
New Orleans. Okay.
Yeah. And so we met up there and did some videos and things together. And she's fantastic. Yeah. She's really a really special person. She does a lot more gigs than I do because think about all the princess parties and things like that.
Good call.
Yeah, Coach is not
Are
going
you
to
not
be
at
invited.
all the little boys' birthday parties showing
No,
up?
no. Although I get booked for bar mitzvahs on Cameo. Oh
Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
yeah. I had to
Yeah.
learn all about that. Tell me about Google. Tell me about bar mitzvah. I didn't know
Well,
what should I say.
That was another question I had for you is are there any other like completely unexpected invitations you got that you're like, oh gosh, what do I do for this? Or appearances or anything?
The senator from Kansas who passed away, Bob Dole. I'll get things that I didn't expect. And so I was asked by Elizabeth Dole's people, hey, could you wish Elizabeth Dole a happy birthday? And when you get something like that, you're like, oh my gosh. I mean,
You're like, this is a whole nother.
yeah,
like,
I've got to really
stature.
make sure I know something about the two of them and
Right.
say something in this cameo that's really special and meaningful. And
Yeah.
And so, I try and be very authentic in it and have a lot of fun. And if I don't think the script is good enough, then I've got to make it funnier, and it's just been a lot of good times. But when you get somebody like that. And that's happened multiple times where I've had celebrities or somebody reach out to me, or cameos that are sent to people.
Yeah.
That's really been cool.
Well, you mentioned Eric Stone Street. Obviously, you met Mahomes on the
Yeah.
commercial. Have you interacted with like Paul Rudd or Heidi Gardner or anybody else?
I had my moment.
Yeah.
With Paul Rudd. I was this close to him. Right when he came out, somebody asked me to take a picture. And I had to turn my back. And by the time I turned back around, he was in a golf cart and, and on his way.
Dang it.
But we're lucky here in Kansas City to have so many amazing, talented people that are Kansas City Chiefs, that are Kansas City fans.
Well, I feel like you need to be at Big Slick. You need to be a part of Big Slick.
I've thought
kind of surprised
so
you haven't
too. Or
been.
Kelsey Jam.
Or Kelsey Jam. Have you met Travis
I
Kelce?
love jam. I mean, it's one of my favorite things. With
perfect.
peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
I'd love to be out there and me and Patrick, I could be the cleanup hitter. I used to play a lot of softball. So.
Yeah. Have you met Kelsey?
No, that's actually the one Kansas City Chief.
We got to check that off
I
your bucket
really
list,
haven't
right?
met.
Okay.
I've been around Chris Jones. It was kind of funny at training camp, and I didn't go up close to him. I just kind of stayed back because I didn't want to be weird or
You being
anything
you,
like that.
yep.
And I could see him just kind of look up at me and.
Doing that double
Yeah,
take.
yeah. But with Kelsey, no, that's the one person that I'd love to meet for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, Travis, if you'd like to invite me out to buy me a steak at 1587, I'd love to be there with you.
Oh my gosh, that's so great.
I can't afford it otherwise.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask if you were going to Travis and Taylor's wedding, but I'm guessing that's probably.
Hey, if they need a
we'll wait for
singer.
that. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Is there anything else that we should know about Matt Black versus almost Andy Reid? What to know about you as a person?
Just that
behind it all.
I have a great family. I have a great, very supportive wife. To have two kids that are spectacular. My daughter is training right now to be a teacher.
Great.
And my son, also a teacher, but a musician as well.
Yeah.
And they're both super talented. We've performed together because every year I do a concert dressed as Andy Reid.
Okay.
And I come out and sing jazz standards and things like
Where
that.
do you do that?
musicals. It's called the Back Porch Concert at the Second Presbyterian at 55th and Brooks Ride,
Great.
across from Axwa.
Yeah.
Right there in that area. And so every year we do a concert and before the season.
Okay.
And what I do is I take the music and I change the words to reflect the season that's coming up.
Nice.
And so it's a lot of fun. I'll come out dressed as Coach and we have a great time together. So I just love being with my family. I have a great extended family that's here in the Kansas City area. And, I just love where I work. At companies called High Logic.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
so,
you want to do a little plug for them? What exactly they do?
So what we do is we specialize in hyaluronic acid.
Which again, why your skin is so beautiful.
Yeah, why your skin, why your joints. It's, if you have the right type, it can be anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
Especially on the skin. A lot of times, if you buy the cheap hyaluronic acid, 30 days later you'll break out. That's because if you buy the certain type, it can cause an inflammation on the skin.
Yeah.
So I spend a lot lot of my time at work training people all over the country. Our products are in sprouts. So if you want the purest hyaluronic acid products in Kansas City or anywhere else in the country, go to Sprouts.
Go to your
or
nearest
go to your
Sprouts.
local health food store, and you'll find our products on the shelf. But we're the pioneers.
Okay.
So, it's really, really cool story 24, 25 years ago where we pioneered, and the world's leading expert research scientist on hyaluronic acid happens to live right here in Kansas City.
That's wild.
And she's part of our company.
Yeah.
She travels all around the world, and she's very, very well known.
And who is she?
Dr. Karen Brown.
Okay,
Dr. Karen
great.
Brown. But she is amazing. The owners are absolutely amazing. And you can find our products on Amazon, health food stores. In fact, Harvest Moon out in Olathe. Go out and get some of our hyaluronic acid products there. Help support your local stores.
Yes,
And
for
that's
sure.
a lot of my platform.
Yes,
Is I
yeah.
support local. And people, you try and, they think he gets a lot of free cheeseburgers. You can ask. You can ask the people that I do things for, even
You
if
are
I do
investing
videos.
your dollars into the local economy,
I don't
just like the rest of us.
I'm not going to take it for free. I'm like, why would I do that when I'm here to help you out?
Yeah.
I've had a couple of bigger engagements, like give me a gift card or something like
Sure.
that to come back and try it out.
Of
Zarda
course.
Barbecue's been great for that. Oh, I love Zarda Barbecue.
Nice.
Every Friday I go into Lamar's during the season and get my lucky Lamar's. I go down to Town Topic and buy my cheeseburger from there, and that's my lucky cheeseburger.
Okay.
I love Wolfpack Barbecue. I love
Haven't
going
had that.
down. Oh yeah, it's down in the River Market area. But it's
Okay.
very close to Garozzo's, my favorite restaurant.
Good old Garozzo's.
Where chicken spaghetti began. So I love shopping local.
Same. That's exactly why I'm doing this. The podcast. I've always been supporting or big of advocating for Kansas City local.
And
so,
we're a local.
perfect.
We're a Kansas City company, the Hyalogic that I'm a part of.
Yeah, I love that. I had no idea. That's
and
so great.
we're a global company, and it's just been a great experience.
Very cool. Okay. Anything else you want to add before we jump into some rapid fire questions to wrap this up?
No,
has been so
I'm
fun.
getting older, so rapid fire is
We'll
is,
do slow fire.
rapidly
Slow burn.
dwindling in my brain. By the way, I got this when I went to the Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl. They gave you on each seat were one of these little light things, and you put it on your wrist, and it was a light show.
Nice.
Because we couldn't quite understand what was happening during the halftime show. So,
Yep.
but we did enjoy, all watching it. I enjoyed it watching this a lot more than I did watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's fair. This makes me think. I feel like we need to see some pictures of your home and like your decor and everything that you probably have, or maybe your closet with your apparel.
I keep it in my own Chiefs closet. That's for sure. My wife, you won't find it around the house too much. Yeah.
So funny. All right, what is on your almost Andy Reid bucket list? Then we'll do the Matt Black. But for almost Andy Reid, is there anything that you would love to check off your bucket list as your persona?
As my persona, meet Travis Kelce.
Great. Let's
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Okay. What about as Matt Black? What's on your Kansas City bucket list as Matt Black? What do you want to do here that you haven't done?
Be able to take my wife to 1587.
There we go. Let's put it out there. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. Let's do, hang on. We're going to do this next one. Who do you want to hear on this podcast? Somebody from Kansas City. Who would you love to see or hear on this podcast?
Oh,
as
you've
it
already
pertains to
said it.
Kansas
I
City?
mean, Eric Stone Street.
Eric Stone Street.
Yeah,
Thank you.
he'd be fantastic to be here because he's Mr. Kansas City.
Yeah, and I'll invite you back when he comes in.
Yeah,
we'll
that'd
get him
be
in
great.
studio. What are your favorite places to eat out? You mentioned a few.
Oh, yeah.
But any others that you haven't mentioned? Maybe some hidden gems of eateries or restaurants.
I find something everywhere that I can like.
Yeah.
I just stopped at a little the chicken guys and because I like to find these little out of the way.
Same.
It was late at night and out between by the Paseo and so I go in and there wasn't anybody around. I said, "Give me some chicken."
Yeah.
And so I bought some chicken there, and they all took pictures with me and things like that. But so I just love barbecue.
You mentioned Zarda.
I'm a big, every Wednesday night I go to Winstead's on the way to my church choir.
There you go.
And I get myself a hot dog.
Okay.
That's my weekly treat. I get a little hot
Very
dog
good.
with ketchup and mustard.
All right.
Sorry, Chicagoans, I get ketchup on my hot dog.
I know, I'm a Chicagoan, but I still eat ketchup on my hot dogs too. In your opinion, what makes Kansas City so great, so unique?
It's people. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you can go anywhere in this city and feel like you're welcomed. That's a beautiful thing. I find that everywhere. You find people are very, very helpful, even in the turbulent times that we live in. It's a great city.
Yeah.
And you know what? Everybody has got their opinions. They've got their voice. And, and we're pretty much, we allow everybody to express themselves here whatever way they feel like it. And I love that about being part of this city. I love that you can get somewhere quickly.
Yeah.
Here.
Yes.
And,
again, coming from Chicago, it is so much better here than people sometimes think.
Chicago's my favorite skyline. But you know what? When you come from the north of Kansas City at nighttime and you're going past the airport on 69, that's one of the most beautiful sights. I love seeing our skyline at night because Kansas City is elevated on that hill. And so it just looks like a beautiful, like a city of Oz, you know?
It does. And I think too, with like the Casey Current Stadium and all the things going in, it's just getting even more beautiful, just kind of like all around it.
Especially when they light it up at night. It's in the colors that you don't see anywhere else. And I that is one thing that I call out all the time is, people think that, Brittany and Mahomes, I mean, she's just getting inducted into her Hall of Fame at her school and things like
she
that.
Is? Good for her.
Soccer Hall of Fame. But I mean, she was a great soccer player.
I know a lot of
she's
people
a great
don't know
person.
that, which is interesting.
We have the only dedicated women's stadium in the entire world here in Kansas City. That's huge. I think we should have a WNBA team here in Kansas City. I think it would go over very, very well.
I think so too.
I know
they're looking into that. Right?
And I mean, we've got great diversity here. I love it.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, where can people find and follow you?
Well, you can find me just about anywhere. If you're out and about, I'd probably be eating a cheeseburger somewhere. But almost Andy Reid on social media is where you can really find me on Instagram, on TikTok, maybe on YouTube. I'm there, but I just don't post that much there. But it's great. But Cameo, if you can support a local artist on Cameo, that's great. I'd love to do something for you and help you out. Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. I mean, come on, it's St. Patty's Day here in Kansas City. Got to have the chief part of that.
It's a big deal.
So
there's a holiday every month we could use.
I love having fun. I love when I can make people laugh. And my kids know that. I'm always cracking jokes. I mean, we were at a funeral this week, and we're driving through the cemetery, and every name that I saw, I was like, oh, yeah, it was great. But they were perfect names for jokes. I mean, come on. So I always like to have fun.
Well, this has been fun. We've been talking for 75 minutes, and I could keep going. This is so much fun. You genuinely have such like a warm spirit about you. I'm so glad that you were able to come in and chat with us.
Oh, gosh,
Your
thanks.
story is incredible.
Thank you.
This is such a cool thing for Kansas City to have you and the opportunities that it's opened up for you and will continue to open up.
Well,
so
thanks.
Yeah, I'm excited for the future of YouTube for you.
Okay.
We'll work on that together. But thank you for coming in.
Sounds great.
So
Thanks
great chatting.
for having me. I appreciate it so much.
Of course. Thank you so much for tuning in and finding inspiration in these incredible stories. If you love what you hear, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, leave a rating, and share the show to help these Kansas City voices reach even more listeners.